And you're looking at Felix Savo, probably the best amateur boxer in the world right now. But that's what you're going to get from the Cuban boxers, the party line. And you have to think, at least from an American standpoint, if they were allowed to leave the country, they wouldn't turn pro. Just as many of the, or several of the Cuban baseball players have defected are now playing professionally. But Savo is the best the amateur world has to offer. And I'm not sure he really progresses much and gets any better because he's beaten all there is in the amateur ranks.
Well, I like to think there's a lot of professionals that are glad Felix Savo doesn't turn professional. Derrell Dixon, not one of them. He's looking forward to this. He was stopped in the 3rd round in the World Championships against Savo. He felt like he never saw the right coming, was not intimidated in that bout, and has a few wrinkles here. If he can get inside, get turned, wants to go to the body of Savo, and with the size difference, you can see it's pretty formidable here for Savo. He might be able to do that.
Okay. Savo is 6 feet 4 inches tall. He has everything: power, speed, experience. Pro box trainer told me during the Goodwill Games in Seattle that at that time he felt Savo would be a top 5 pro boxer had he been allowed to turn professional. Much is in line with like Teofilo Stevenson, the great Cuban boxer who dominated amateurs. Dixon goes down, but that's a slip.
There's a good uppercut there by Savo. And now an uppercut against a shorter boxer could be nasty. There's another one.
Savo has beaten everything the United States has to offer. He beat Ray Mercer in a dual meet in 1988. He beat Shannon Briggs in 1991, the Pan American Games. Beat Donnell Nicholson in the 92 Olympics. He beat Javier Alvarez, a 3-time U.S. champion in the Goodwill Games. They just keep coming. He keeps beating them.
Well, Dixon has to get closer in this bout. There's no way he can stand out there. And Savo immediately realized that the left and the right uppercuts would do some damage.
You saw in our opening, Kevin, Savo hitting John Bray and knocking his headgear completely off.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, I'll tell you, if he keeps hitting Derrell Dixon with uppercuts, this overhand right is going to be lethal. Overhand right for Savo, that is. And Savo is going to the uppercut. He's trying to catch Derrell Dixon ducking in.
Savo has not lost a bout since 1986 when he lost to South Korean in the Spartakiad. That's a good right by Derrell Dixon.
Dixon is game. There's no question about that. And he's beaten some pretty good U.S. boxers to get where he is.
He upset Bobby Harris in the semifinals of the U.S. Championships and then beat the veteran Javier Alvarez to win the championship in Colorado Springs.
So this is another case of them asking Derrell Dixon to do things that he hasn't done before. He looks awkward.
George Benedetto telling both boxers, listen to the commands. 3 commands: stop, box, and break. The universal commands to cut through the language barriers. Welcome back to Biloxi, round 2. Heavyweight, 6-time world champion Felix Savo of Cuba in red. Derrell Dixon of the United States from Chicago in blue. Dixon now living and training in Linwood, Washington under his coach Steve Smith.
Dixon also doing what his coaches tell him. He's doing a good job of trying to get inside on Savo. He was hit with a right. That's how the bout was stopped in the World Championships. He said he never saw it coming. Said if he did, he wouldn't have hit him.
You have to like Dixon's heart. Several of these U.S. boxers fought as if they were intimidated, maybe a little scared going into the competition tonight, to be honest with you, and you can understand that. They're facing the best amateur boxers in the world. And for some of the U.S. boxers, their first taste of international competition. Such was the case with Carlos Navarro at 112 pounds. He fought one of the stronger bouts. Many people thought he even won, although the decision went against him, 3-2.
You're right, that was an excellent bout. And you know, Dixon has taken pretty much what Savo has in his arsenal, and he's still up. And he's causing Savo some problems. Savo coming from every angle, lefts, rights, uppercuts, and has not really been able to take Derrell Dixon out of there or keep him from coming.
Derrell Dixon started boxing at the age of 6, and then he quit. And his dad forced him to go back into boxing after he got hurt in an automobile accident. He injured his hip, and his weight ballooned up to 265 pounds. So his dad forced him to go back into the gym, and he renewed his interest in boxing. It's a caution to Dixon, like for a butt.
Keep his head up. His head is way low. He's ducking in.
Well, he's only 5'10".
Yeah, that makes him about 4'8" as he comes in.
You know, you almost wish, this is an American speaking from an American viewpoint, but you wish Savone could get an opportunity to face some of the top professionals to find out just how good he really is.
Well, the other thing is, too, if he came in as an amateur, his experience level would be lower against top competition. It really wouldn't be fair. He'd have to go for some time against professional. But he certainly looks like a man in there with a child in terms of size here.
Looks like a... Oh, the Alcedes Segarra, or he's an assistant coach. One of the assistant coaches for Cuba is being ejected from the arena. They've been warned several times tonight not to verbally coach, and the assistant coach has been asked to leave. That's what that was all about. He was shouting out commands to Savone, and George Benedetto said, "That's it, you're gone."
If Savone would throw the left uppercut and the right overhand behind it, I think Derrell might be in some trouble.
Dixon trying to keep the pressure on, trying to pound away at Savone's body.
That overhand right, that one right there is
good thing Dixon ducked.
Wide open. He's been ducking.
Dixon is game, that's for sure.
Oh, he is.
Right in Savone with everything he has. And boxing action will continue from Biloxi in a moment. A night of amateur boxing coming to an end. Actually, an afternoon of amateur boxing in Biloxi, Mississippi. The final round of the final bout. The highly touted Cuban team has won 10 of the first 11 bouts. These are the heavyweights. 6-time world champion Felix Savone in red, and a very game young man from Chicago, Derrell Dixon in blue, giving it everything he has.
Savone has stepped up the pace. A lot more movement from the world champion. Right uppercut there.
If nothing else, this competition will give the United States an idea of how hard they'll have to work to get ready for the Goodwill Games next summer in St. Petersburg. Cubans brought 8 world champions to this competition.
And every one of them looked like a world champion. There were some good performances by the U.S., and this is one of them. Dixon, not as skilled as Savone, but definitely showing his toughness.
Fans are really behind Dixon. But Savone is too slick, too skilled, too talented, too experienced, too everything.
Dixon's arms are so much shorter. He needs to get in close to score with that overhand right. The overhand right for Dixon, too, is the one he wants to use. But he needs to get close, and Savone won't let him get close. He makes him pay like that every time he gets near it.
For sure how good Felix Savone is compared to the professional boxers. Such was the case with Teofilo Stevenson. Many people felt he was the best boxer in the world, but he never had a chance to fight professionally.
Well, things are happening around the world. Stranger things have happened. Dixon scored a moment ago with a good straight left to the face of Savone.
Savone would be right at the peak of his career if he was a pro. He's 26.
Good right hand by Savone. Job. Look at Derrell Dixon keep coming. I mean, he has taken a beating in this bout, and he has never once slowed down. He's boring in.
Dixon trying to be the aggressor, keep the pressure on, but he just hasn't been able to land enough punches.
And he's done a tremendous job getting inside and shortening the distance, which is something everyone was told to do, and not everyone did. So for Derrell Dixon, I think he's shown a lot to the coaches. He can adapt a little bit. He just in with a better boxer.
Good left hand by Dixon. So the bout and the competition coming to an end. We'll be back with the decision and a final word from Biloxi in a moment. And here comes the decision in the heavyweight division.
And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, by unanimous decision in the red corner, Felix Savo.
Felix Savo, the winner by unanimous decision. Cuba wins the